Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. I'm your host, Jermaine Lockett, and hey, for those of you who've been looking for me, I apologize. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to just go ahead and be straight with you. When it comes to the NFL draft, that is my Christmas. That is my holiday. That is my time off to relax and enjoy all the hard work that I have done researching each one of these players during the offseason. So if y'all had a problem with it, you know what, get your life. Go ahead and find another page, whatever. For those of you who stuck around, I appreciate you. We're going to keep this thing rocking. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell so you know what's coming today. The Baltimore Ravens. Wide receivers, folks, I told you I have an addiction. I have a problem. I went to the classes. We talked about it. I agreed to certain things, but I lied. I told you I was going to talk about other positions, but I love talking wide receiver in Baltimore, especially with all of the happenings that are going on with this team. Oh, my goodness. Did you see the draft? Picked up Rashard Bateman. You know, I wasn't the biggest fan, but hey, after going back and watching more film on this individual, he has got so much spark, climbs the ladder, does all the different routes. At 6 foot, he still looks like an X-type receiver. It is crazy the amount of talent this gentleman has. And then moving forward, I'm thinking, okay, well, we got who we need. There's no way that Baltimore is going to double down on wide receiver. But I forgot who we're dealing with. This is Eric DeCosta. Y'all look at previous drafts. He's doubled down many times at the wide receiver position. And he went and got Tylan Wallace out of Oklahoma. You know he had to go back to Oklahoma State because he's dipped in Oklahoma before with so many players like Justice Hill, who, you know, he might be on the bubble this year. We're picking up the Oklahoma Sooner, who just went to Kansas City or whatever. You see with the trend here, he is turning these Oklahoma players into gems. And, you know, Mark Andrews is one of those who's about to get pissed. But yes, you have to look at it. Eric DeCosta keeps going back to the well. And there's a good reason, because Tylan Wallace was definitely one of those late round talents that was a value pickup, and it may hurt a few other players' feelings on the roster, but you know what? It's going to be competition. Competition, folks. So the question is, who's going to be the odd man or odd men out? Because, I mean, let's look at the starters right now. We got Rashard Bateman. For sure, starter. We got Hollywood Brown, starter. We have Sammy Watkins, starter. We got Tylan Wallace, guaranteed a spot. So that leaves a few bodies from last year's roster. They might be looking for employment. It's going to be a lot of competition, but let's look at the names who might be sweating bullets right now, who might be a little stressed out about the draft, whose Instagrams might have been a little quiet since the draft started. One of those who I'm usually seeing Instagram of him grinding, working out. I'm usually a big fan of his on his team. Miles Boykin. 6'4", 220 out of Notre Dame. This dude is in his third year. This is a poop or get off the pot type of situation. He has to show the proclivity, the talent, the skill level that the Ravens were expecting when he was in college. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to be that X-type receiver, and I'm not sure if it's a little too late for him. But I was defending him in the offseason the last couple of years. I got to apologize, folks. There are things that I am seeing on the tape now that are being revealed to me that just say, meh. Meh don't bring home the bacon, folks. He's a good blocker, and that might save his butt because they have the flashy receivers there already. His route running needs work. And he has speed, but he doesn't have burst. I'm talking about getting off that line with that acceleration. Med don't bring home the bacon, folks, and Med may not save you a roster spot, but blocking will, and what you do on special teams just might. So if he steps up in those areas, look for Boykin to be on that 2021 final roster. The next guy who I'm really worried about, but this is one of those situations where definitely hard work pays off, and he does a great job on special teams. He only had one catch last year, but you go back and look at the tape, the way he put this player on skates, whew. James Prochet has a lot of potential. We know potential means you've done nothing, but at 5'11", coming out of SMU, I'm looking forward to seeing what this little guy has to offer. And I say little, but I mean, I'm 5'11", so he's pretty decently tall. But he has great route running. In my notes, I have nice when it comes to route running, because you can see it in college. You can see he finds holes in defenses and just is able to sit down. He's a good special teams player. Like I said, he had one catch, but what he does after the catch He put the guy on skates. And Lamar saw it was like an easy, honestly, easy, low-hanging fruit. And say, hey, you know what? Dude just juked the mess out of this dude. I'm going to give it to him. What does he do after it? Prochet decides to get a couple of extra yards, like 8 extra yards. So that yards after catch potential for Baltimore is big. He could be the next Willie Snead for Baltimore. All right, next guy. I'll be honest with you. Texas is home to me. Mainly because I spent the majority of my Air Force career there. And when I see this guy's name come across, only thing I can think of, and I know this is early in his career to be comparing him to Steve Smith, comparison to this guy here. Devin Duvernay, out of Texas. He's got a solid frame. He makes contested catches. He's good on reverses. We see that. And he catches the occasional deep ball. And he's got speed that's comparable to Hollywood Brown. So that should tell you something right there. I want to see the race. If y'all have the race of Hollywood Brown versus Devin Duvernay, I need to see that. Please go ahead and put that on the Twitter feed. Y'all see the Twitter handle popping across Alfie JL. Go ahead and hit that up, hit that follow on that, and then just put it to me in a message, please. Your boy needs that. All right, the next guy we have. Honestly, Ravens fans were excited about it when the offseason started, but I was like, all right, man, whatever. He's just the guy that we just brought in. Just another name. But apparently this guy was the hottest pick or hottest wide receiver in 2015 as far as the draft class goes. Okay. Has he proven it yet? And then, and even in college, was he that hot? He caught, what did he catch? Like 20 he caught 20 touchdowns in college, which was great. But he also got in trouble for drugs. He has an injury history. And obviously the Colts didn't think he was good enough. So the Steelers signed this guy. And he caught a few catches. He caught about 5 passes for 72 yards in 2020. Is he that dude, though? Can he be that missing piece that the Ravens are looking for? No, because they got plenty of receivers right now to do everything he's doing. I don't think Kane is the answer. He's going to be the one out on the street. Let's just be honest. And then there's this guy. He's a sleeper. Everybody likes to use the word sleeper, but I am seriously saying, hey, this one here, it has potential. Like I said, he ain't dead. Potential means you ain't done nothing yet, but look at the opportunity here for Lamar to reunite with one of his high school main targets. I want to get the name right. Dante Silencio. Coming out of Graceland University. He's 6'2", 185. Now look at this. If Baltimore said bye to Boykin, this guy would be the tallest guy on the roster right now. Coming at 6'2", still needs to eat a little bit. 185 pounds. He has great blocking ability. This is something that leaped off the tape when I looked at this guy. He likes to finish blocks. I'm like, whoa, look at you, young man. High points the balls. He's a man amongst boys. At least he was at his college level. He's not very flashy, but he runs smart routes. And then, like I said, he was a high school target for Lamar. But let's take a look at the last target that Lamar worked with that the Ravens brought in was Jalen Smith. What's he doing right now? I'll wait. Just saying. Lamar needs to build chemistry with the guys that are currently on the roster, not trying to rekindle an old high school friendship. Although it is proven that Hollywood and Lamar's connection has increased his yardage a bit. But, that's cool. That's fine. It's whatever. I'm wondering who's going to rise to the top, who's going to make it on to the 53-man roster this year. When you look at it, there's only maybe 6 receivers coming in. So if you got Bateman, Hollywood, Watkins, and Tyler Wallace holding those 4 spots down, and then there's 4 of the guys that I just mentioned, 5 other guys that I just mentioned, only 2 of them are going to make it. My money, to be honest, are going to be in the hardworking special teams guys and the blockers. So, of course, my number one that I think is going to make the roster is James Prochet. Just hardworking grinder for sure. I don't think Dante's going to make it. Honestly, I don't think Boykin's going to make it. And it saddens me because I am a big Boykin fan. But I think they're going to stick with Prochet and Duvernay, because it's just a smart move between those guys. You got Duvernay, who has proven that he has a decent connection with Lamar, getting over 200 yards last year. And then Prochet, who he works well on special teams, good blocker, and he can find the open space in the slot. This is the home of Original Sports Perspective, from our couch to yours. Hey, tune in next time as I go ahead and talk about offensive linemen and, hey, signing Villanueva, which happened a couple minutes ago, and then pretty much who's going to make it as far as offensive linemen. But thanks for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see y'all around. Might be a week, because your boy is going off to be the officiant for a wedding for my brother-in-law. So, hey, I'll see y'all then. I wish me luck. Hope I don't mess this up too bad. Peace.